Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update video. Today we'll be looking at technical analysis on natural gas, UNG, US dollar, oil, gold, and silver. So looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as a couple patterns and what's the most likely scenario where price will be heading into later this week. And I'll do the stock market update video tomorrow if you guys are looking for the Mag 7s as well as QQQ. I'll be doing that tomorrow. So keep an eye on watch on that. And let's get started on commodities. So natural gas, NG. This is NG futures, and click the ADJ adjusted chart right down here at the bottom right corner for so you can get contract gaps in your charts. All right. So last week I talked about the inverse head and shoulders, and over the weekend I also talked about that as well. So you can see it's actually forming quite perfectly. And just over the weekend I said that pretty much we want to see bulls bounce Monday or Tuesday, and they did. So that's a good sign for them. You know, we held this right shoulder is low and it bounced, but we still have not broken above the pattern. So you can see this is pretty much the neckline, and inverse head and shoulder is just downtrend into uptrend. So we want to see it break this 2.3 range. If it does, then we also confirm a solid daily uptrend, as well as breaking the inverse head and shoulders, the bullish side, and as well as breaking above this resistance. You can see it was acting as prior support. Prior support. Now that price is under it, against resistance, and we'll see if this time can we break above it or not. So that's very key area. See very clear resistance at this moment. So if we can break above that, that gas bulls will have probably more upside back up to closer to this 2.5 range. That we can break above this 2.3 at least. If we do reject from there and then come lower, bulls need to hold this level, pretty much Monday's low, for us to potentially just say this, just chopping sideways consolidation and then potential break there. So we'll see if bulls can pull it off tomorrow or Thursday. If bears break below Monday's low, then we're probably back down to looking at closer to this $2 range again. So we'll see if either bears show up or bulls. But at this moment, like I said, I talked over the weekend that we're slightly favoring the bulls because of this pullback. Excuse me. So because this pullback is to the 50% mark, and that's why it's favoring the bulls, because from point A to point B, this pullback is roughly 50% of this entire move. And if it's above 50%, usually it will favor the bulls on the bounce. So it's a good sign that bulls bounce exactly at that spot. And we just have to see if they can pull it off, break this level. All right, let's take a look at UNG. So UNG, similar idea, right? Same thing, that inverse head and shoulders. That gas breaks above 2.3. UNG is going to break above this roughly this 15.2 level, and we have potentially more upside as well. So we'll see if NatGas bulls can pull it off. All right, if you guys want to learn more about tech analysis, go to my Patreon link on YouTube. As well, if you guys just want to support the channel, Discord link is all free as well. Come chat, hang out in the chat room. Check out the Discord as well. All right, let's take a look at US dollar. So US dollar is currently bear breaking over and over. And so after that equilibrium tightening range we talked about for months, and we finally got that bear break right there on Friday the 2nd of August. After that, you can see EMA 12 is acting as resistance. Very clear resistance right there. Rejection there again, another rejection there again. So as long as daily EMA 12 is currently resistance and no signs of bounce. And I talked about this over the weekend, saying fundamentals for the dollar is going to outweigh technical analysis in terms of the dollar. Every ticker is going to be different, so you guys want to know what you are trading. It's like, every girl is going to be different when you're dating one. So it's the same thing as tickers. You got to know their habits, characters, and everything. So when the rates cut, no matter how strong your technical analysis on your support or your levels, is going to blow through it, because rate cuts just means the dollar is going to weaken, no matter how strong that support level is. Let's say the dollar is like over here at this 100 level mark, and right is pretty strong support. Right, you can see this bounce, 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 and bounce a lot of times, and it's also a psychological support. Right, it's at 100, so it should be acting as a really strong support level when we do come down to it. But let's say all of a sudden, we get another 0.25% cut priced in because the economy is weakening. Right, this level $100 level support is not gonna hold. It's gonna break through it because all of a sudden there is more rate cuts priced in. So the fundamentals for the dollar is usually much stronger than the support resistance levels. But of course, over here, back here, the rate cuts are priced in, and rate holds are also priced in as well, right? So that's how we get that equilibrium because we knew where the market was heading. That's why we had that rate hold for like, I don't know, 8 months or something. That's why we are getting like a tiny range until we start to price in rate cuts, and this is what happens when you start to get that cut priced in for these levels. And you can see back here was when we get that rate hike, and you can see as it just keeps on going, right? So you just gotta know the big direction of which way it's going for the cuts. Yeah, so let's take a look at oil. Well, tiny range can't get more perfect than this. Yeah, big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down, and it's still tiny. Big move up, big move down. This tiny move up, right? Didn't break above this high, and now we're moving down, and we still haven't broken below this low. So it's still tightening up, but as you guys can see, it's getting pretty darn tight. So at some point, that tiny range is going to break, and it will usually likely have some volume come in when it breaks. So keep my eye watch on that, right? If you see a big volume come in, bear break, you guys can go on the short side, or bull break, you can go on the bull side, depending on which way this breaks. But it's getting really tight. So yeah, keep my eye watch. This is the weekly time frame, so you guys can zoom into the daily to see it more clear, and as well. So it's a little bit harder to play now because of the range is getting really tight, so it's getting a lot smaller. So, but over back here is really easy to play. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold bull break. So I think I talked about this on the weekend as well. I said I wanted to backtest resistance, resistance, resistance. Finally broke above, right? This was the Friday we peaked above. I said let's backtest it on Monday. Backtest this resistance and wanted to act as support and then bounce off of it. That would be the perfect scenario for bulls. And it looks like it just happened. We did that, but the upper wick is not that nice. I mean, nobody likes an upper wick, especially your bulls, but you can't really complain. We're just, we've been running so much. There's no complaints for bulls, definitely. Ideally, we still hold above this black line. Last thing you want to see is we back test, hold, and now it's acting as support, break above, and then V-shape down. That would be slightly red flag, but no signs of huge red flag, right? For all we know, this could just be like a rising wedge, right? Bull break, lacking follow through, come back down, back test this area, and see if it holds or not. And we might just chop back out like this, right? So no signs of red flags yet for the bulls at this moment, other than that little upper wick. That's not that pretty. You can see this end of the day dump. It's not ideal. You don't want to, break out and then give back most of it. But we're still holding above the breakout point, so that's still okay. But if it starts rolling over back, right, then we're probably looking back down closer to this low of the rising wedge, or at least back test this sideways area consolidation. Where we were going sideways here, you'll probably back test this area. If we do, come back down below this prior resistance line. All right, let's take a look at silver. Is silver outperforming? Let's see. Nope. So you can see gold is a green day and silver is a red day. So we had that relative strength where I talked about after the bounce. So we got that on Monday as well. You can see Monday, gold was red, silver was solid green. So, and I talked about the relative weakness over the weekend turning into relative strength. But we hit a resistance now. So resistance level, you can see how many times we tested there. So when you shift from relative strength to weakness, means that it hits a level of key resistance, vice versa, right? When you hit a strong level of support, the stock can shift from weakness to strength. And so that's what's happening right now. And potentially, it's really hard to play bull here because what if gold, peaks above, breaks below? And next thing you know, silver also hit a resistance. It's going to roll over as well. So it's a little bit tough area to play as well, especially you're up 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? You want to wait for something like a consolidation, big move up, pivot being set, consolidation, next move up, right? So let's see if we get a solid, healthy pullback, forms a new pivot, and then see if we can continue that uptrend for the bull move. And if we do come lower, we'll have to see if gold holds above this rising wedge support. If it does, then silver will also pretty healthy. Probably just pull back a little bit and then head higher if gold continues to head higher. All right, that is what I got for you guys for commodities. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you guys made it this far or learn anything. And I will do the stock market video tomorrow. And feel free to comment below if you guys have any questions. Have a great rest of you guys' day. And set those stop losses and make your trading plan.